Students, in our previous tutorial we have practiced for some output based questions. In this tutorial also we will continue the practice. We will take care of the rules which are considered by the interpreter while executing any program. Now you can see there is one Python code written here, and we have to derive the output for it. Now the first statement is a function definition statement. The interpreter will skip the execution. It will come to this set of statements where two variables have been created, A and B, with values 5 and 10. Now this first black box, you can see I am talking about this one. Here the change function has been called, and as soon as the interpreter will come to this statement, the change function will be called, and what will happen? A has been passed as an argument, so A is 5. Now the interpreter will jump to the function definition. Here, and then there it will see there are two arguments specified, but we have passed only one argument. So what will happen? The interpreter will make use of second argument stated in the change function definition, which is a default argument, which will be used every time if the number of arguments are not exact in the function call statement. So A will work for P, and Q will return its value 10 here in this block. So P will be evaluated as multiplication of 5 and 10, so that is 50. Now P will point to a new object. It will refer to a new object having the value 50. Q will be updated as P plus Q, that means 50 plus 10, so it will become 60. Thereafter a print statement, it will display the values of P and Q, that means 50 hash 60 will be printed here. From where these two values came? These came from these evaluations. After this statement, this return statement will return a value. A return statement always returns a value which is there in its bracket. So here in bracket it's Q. So what will happen? And the value of Q is 60. So this return statement will return 60. Where it will go? It will go to A. Why A? Because here in this function call it is written A equals to change A. So from this part, from the right hand side, it came 60, and since it is A equals to 60, so now A will be updated in program with the new value 60. Fine. Now another block you can see, it is also a function call, but here B equals to change A comma B, and two arguments have been passed here. Now what will be the value of A? The value A which was updated here, which is 60. Now B will be this value, that means the function will be called again. So the value of A will work for P, value of B will work for Q. Now this will not work, the default value will not work. So value of A is 60, that means P will be assigned as 60, and Q is 10. Oh sorry, from B Q will receive the value which is 10. Now here a new evaluation will be done. 60 into 10, that means P will be updated with 600. Q will be updated with 600 plus Q, that means 10. So Q will be updated with 610. Afterwards there's a print statement. So this will print the values of P and Q which were here. That means 600 and 610. These two values will be printed. Afterwards this will return the value of Q. The value of Q means from here, which was 610. Now you can see this new value 610 will be returned to B, because in this statement at the right hand side this is call, and at the left hand side the variable is B. so the new value will be given to B. That means, so A updated with 60 and B now updated with 610. So what will happen? This print command will print 60 hash 610. So how many times the print statement has been executed? Because of this call it was executed, because of this call it was executed, and because of this again a print will be shown and the values of. Now what will be the final print? The first print, because of the call to this function, will be 50 hash 60. Then the second, because of this call, the values will be the new value of P and new value of Q, they were 600 and 610. So those values were printed because of this print statement. Now when it will come back at the last, this print statement, this will print the values of A and B, new values of A and B, which are 60 hash 610. So this will be the final output having three displays. Three displays after execution of this program. Dear students, we will switch to another category of programs which make use of randint function. A randint function is involved by making use of its module, which is random, and it always make use of two arguments A and B, and this function, it returns a value in between A and B in such a way that A is less than equals to N is less than equals to B. So if we pass two values, say 5 and 10, then the randint function will return a value in range 5 to 10. It can be 5, it can be 6, can be 7 or 10, but one number at a time randomly selected from this range. Now students, you can see this is one Python code which is based on random function, and we have to derive the output for this function. Now it makes use of a random module, and so it has been imported. Now if you see the print statements, all the print statements are same, but for a minor difference for the last print statement. So I'll explain how the difference is. If we see the first print statements, what it is 100 plus random randint 5 comma 10. So what will happen? This randint function, it will generate a number in range 5 to 10, as I explained. It can be any number from this range. Now whichever the number will be evaluated here or written from this function, it will be added to this 100. So this range which was expected from this random function, it will be updated with this addition. So the range will become 105 to 110. So I mean to say, any number can be printed in this range. The number could be 105, could be 106 till 110. Now each statement, the next statement is also same, so it will also produce any number in between this range. The third statement is also same, so it will also produce the same. The number might not be same, but it will be within this range, and the last value or the number will also be in the same range. So if I give an example, it might be possible that it return 105 4 times, 1 2 3 and 4, and is printed because of this print statement. Now what will happen? Why I have keep them in same line? Because here this AND keyword is there in the print. What will happen? It will not let the interpreter switch to the next line, so it will print in the same line. Of course this comma will not be there, only a space will be there, because you have a space here for this AND keyword. Now for the last there is no AND, so won't need it for this one. So this is one expected set of numbers which is displayed. Now it can be 105 or 106, 107, 108, or might be 109, 105, 106, 110, or might be possible 110. There is no order of value which is returned from it, but it will always take care that the value will be within this range, the argument which has been passed. The random based question, dear students, and we have to predict the correct output from the possible sets given 1, 2, 3 and 4. Let's go to the program part. First of all, random module has been imported because random function has been used at various places. Thereafter, a list has been created named as AR, having some members in it, and these are 6 members, and there are some red values I specified. These are basically index positions, because we remember that in the sequences members are stored at various indexes. Fine. Then now let's come to A. A is here the random function has been called involved, and the arguments are 1 and 3. Now if we work on to this statement, now there the possibility of values which may come for 1, this A variable, the values can be 1 or can be 2 or can be 3. Now let's first make it that the from this A variable it is getting the value 1. It may get another value 2, it may get 3 also, but initially we are taking 1 value. What's next? The next is there in the program, again call to random function. The arguments into are 2 and 4, and the possible value will be assigned to B. So the possible values will be 2 or 3 or 4. I'm coming to this chart, either 2 or 3 or 4, the various possible values which may be there for this B variable. Fine. To remember that the variable A might have got values 2 and 3 also, but then whichever the value, either for A or for B, the values will be 1, means only one value will be for A and another there will be one value for B. For B it could be in range 2 to 4, and for A it could be in range 1 to 3. And another, since we take remember that the interpreter executes the statements in sequence, so first the variable A will get a value. So say we are working on to its one value, take care of the other values for B variable. So let's assume that the value which was written for A variable was 1, and then there was a statement returning a value for B. So that could be 2, that could be 3, or could be 4. That means these possibilities were there. Why I'm using these two? Because the next statement is a loop, for loop statement, and using range function here. And as we remember, it uses 2 arguments, first and second. This is the start position and this is stop position, and it runs till 1 less than the stop position. We need to take care for both the values. So here, if we are assuming that this is the start position, the stop position might be 2 or be 3 or be 4. Similarly, If we assume that the value returned for a variable by that statement was 2, then again there was a possibility of this combination that b got a value 2 or 3 or 4. So in that case the range function in for statement will use this as start and this as stop values. Fine. And then similarly at the last there was possibility that the a variable may get this value also, and if it gets this, another possibility is that we could get again 2 or can 3 or can get 4. So for range function these will be the two possibilities, two possible arguments. Let's go back to our for statement. Now here there in the block of for statement there is only one print statement, this one, nothing more than that, and it is ari comma and hash. Now ari means ith index position in array. So we need to go take care of the options which are stated there also. The options means here every of these option has 3 displays. You can see it is 10, 40, 70, 50, 60, 70 here. This is 3, these 3. So we can get an assumption, or not assumption, it's clear from these output that the loop ran for 3 times whichsoever the combination was made. So if we make the combinations, how the combinations are possible? The various possible combinations for range function based on what the a and b variables received their values. Let's make all those possibilities. If a received its value 1 and thereafter the b may receive 2 or may receive 3 or may receive 4. So for range it may be 1 comma 2 plus 1, 1 or 1 comma 3 plus 1 or 1 comma 4 plus 1. Similarly, if a was assigned a value by the randint function 2, then this is one combination for range 2 and 2 plus 1. Another is this 2 comma 3 plus 1, and this is 2 comma 4 plus 1. Similarly, the third possibility is this: if a received a value 3 when the randint function was called, then the similarly b could also return get a value because of randint function. So if it gets 3 or gets 4 or gets, sorry, this is 2, this is 3 and this is 4. So these are possible combination. Now looking on to what the output says, there are 3 prints, means the for loop must run 3 times. So if we consider this case, this is 1 and this is 3, so 1 and 2, so we'll reject this. Here it is 1, 2, 3 because this value is 4, so we'll reject this also. Here we'll use this combination because the loop may run 3 times and the values are for a and b are 1, 2 and 3. We assume that this might be one possible combination. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4. The values for a and b are 1 and 4, so range may work for 1, 2, 3, 4. That means 4 times. No, we don't not need this because it is more than 3. Here 2 to 3, that means only 1 time, so not needed. This is 2 to 3 plus 1 means 4, so it will run 2 times for 2 and 3, so we don't need this also because we need the loop to run 3 times, so even this won't need it. Thereafter we have this combination 2, 3, 4, so this may be another possible correct combination. Here you can see 3 and 2 plus 1 3, that means same value, so loop won't run this much time. And here 3 plus 1 means 4, so we'll run not required number of times, then another is 3 and 4 here 2 times, so this is also not needed. So these are two. Here if we say this one 1 2 3 index positions of I, 1 2 3 index positions one means this one, this one and this one. So the printed values from the list will be 30 40 and 50. So is there such combination? Yes, there is one such combination. Then another we selected was 2 3 and 4. That means index values 2 3 4, that means the values of the list is 40 50 and 60. So 40 50 60, no, not here, even not here. So only this is the output matching the correct one from the given set. If there would be some combination like 40 hash 50 hash 60 hash, then this would, we would have selected this also. Why? Because this is matching this criteria. The index position 2 3 4, 2 3 4 says 40 50 and 60. So I hope you got the idea how the output will be predicted in this range, and every array member, list member printed will be followed by a hash symbol. So that is being done.